Hello, class. Here is an introduction to our Canvas page. I want to take a few minutes just to show you some important features, hopefully to help you get started and to navigate a little bit more efficiently. I know all instructors' Canvas pages look so different, and that can be frustrating. So let me just give you a little bit of the rationale behind what I'm doing here. So when you log into Canvas, this is the first view that you'll see. I just want to point out to you, if you want to notice over here on the right-hand corner, your to-do list. So normally all of your assignments will appear in the to-do list in order. So always check that and just make sure that you haven't missed anything. I do want to warn you that the only thing that does not appear in the to-do list regularly are the quizzes. So you have to be a little bit more on top of the quizzes, and you have to remember to, if you see them in the modules, to complete them for that week. They will start to pile up if you don't finish them. So just keep in mind, this is almost everything. This doesn't always include the reading assignment. So what the to-do list includes is anything for points on that week. So if it doesn't have points, like if I just assign a reading assignment, it's still in the modules. You'll still see the assignment, but it may not appear on your to-do list. Okay, I wanted to point out to you also that you do have a calendar feature. So just make sure that you are checking your calendar and that you're looking at that. Let me show you what that looks like in my view. So if I click on View Calendar, I'm going to take a look at the calendar for our class. And again, this gives you another view of all your assignments in order. You can also see our class meetings, so you can click on those links and join your Zoom class from there. And then you'll see whenever an assignment's due on the calendar as well. So if you click forward into the upcoming months, it should populate with all of those class meeting times, as well as my drop-in hour at each week, which is at 7 p.m. on Tuesday nights, or I'm sorry, Monday nights. So if you keep going up until June, it'll show you all the quizzes that are due all semester. So the reason why it appears back here at the end of the calendar is because these quizzes are not going to close until June the 5th, but you should be working on them all semester. Okay, so there's your calendar. All right, and then let me just back up here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to student view. This is what your page should look like. Now, this is just our doormat. So here you'll just see some basic information about the class and then just a little reminder about how to get started. Also, my contact information is here on the first page. So you can always talk to me after class. You can email me. You can reach me on Pronto. We do have a link to Pronto. So if you look down, way down here at the bottom of your global menu bar, you'll see a little text box icon, which is Pronto. And we'll be using that for a class group chat. Okay, now I'm not going to go over every single thing in this on the page because a lot of it's self-explanatory, but I do want to very quickly just remind you that you have access to Glendale Zoom. All of our Zoom meetings are programmed in there. So if you ever have a problem, like say Wi-Fi goes down, you can always copy the Zoom link like into your phone, and then you'll always have access to it outside of Canvas too. Okay, the place to start is always going to be modules. So let's click on the modules. This is going to be your key to the kingdom, so to speak. So I organize your modules by week. So each week I'll unlock week 1, week 2, week 3, and so on. And in each module, I'll give you different resources, pages, readings. All of this is meant to help you with the assignment for that week and to help you learn a new concept. So I'll always put the week number at the top and a little bit about what the point of that module is, and then I'll just have a reminder of, finish it by Sunday, February 22nd. This particular week 1 module actually has 2 separate boxes. So you'll notice that the top links are active links, they're black. And then as soon as you read one page, if you go to the bottom, Let me just show you. And you read the information on that page, and then always click the next arrow here at the bottom of the page, because what that'll do is it'll unlock the page after this. And once you look at all the pages one time, then you can always go back to those pages out of order, and it doesn't have to be in that same order. Okay, so for our first week here, I have, let me go back to the big view. I have put our check-in assignments. So all of this first information is really like getting started, tech information, how to purchase the textbook, etc. And then the second part is more our class stuff. So like my late policy, some tips on taking quizzes. And then I have for you 3 assignments. The first one is a video check-in, so you can introduce yourself to the class. And this must be completed by Sunday night at midnight if you would like to hold your place in the class. And we do that just to make sure that you're going to commit and that you're interested, so we know sort of who's in and who's not. We can open up the spot to someone else who might really need it if you're not going to do that. And then I have a short reading assignment for you, beautiful reading, which will then help you with your first writing exercise. So I call this writing practice number 1, and this is due Sunday night. Also, it's just to do some personal writing, and you can see the point value down below. It's worth 10 points. So we'll go over all this during Zoom class, but just here's a little introduction in case you want to get started, and then you can click through all these links and see what everything looks like as you go through. If you click on assignments, you're going to get a different view of the assignments in list form rather than in week by week. So you'll see that you can't look at some of these because I haven't unlocked them. It'll say not available yet, but it'll tell you the due date. So at least you can see what all the assignments are. And that can just help you keep track just to make sure you've completed all of them. Okay, we have a lot to talk about. I'll keep it sort of short now, and please let me know if you have any questions about any of this stuff or anything else. Thank you for listening.